It's a beautiful brand new day. Yes, new week, new subject matter. You see, a fina basu ni yedi, and if na yedi relationships. Me guy, me girl, me yere, me kunu, me ex, everything about relationships. Let's make some waves. Now, straight off the bat, let's get something straight. Nipa we say as social beings. One thing about us is that we seek out relationships, we seek out interactions. And it's a bad thing say we nipa on so better. It's very difficult. Yeah, more say monks. So you would definitely seek out relationships. You would want to be a social human being, just like the way we were created, to interact with others. I mean, to find some social support or comfort from others. In seeking out that alliance, no, one thing is for sure. We were created such that opposite sex attract. Like necessary is integrated science, no. Like poles repel, opposite poles, and they attract it. So let me just leave it at that. I am normal. But how do we do that? Now let's get the difference between dating and courtship. Usually we mix the two, but the fact of the matter is that dating is simply we are friends. Can we go out and see this movie at the cinema on this day around this time? That is simply dating. And so I know someone who says say you can date as many people as you want. So yes, we are friends. But probably can we hang out at the beach this weekend? Can we go to this restaurant and just have lunch? That is just about dating. But as you do that, what you are doing is that you are getting close to the other party. You are learning things from the other person. Probably with the intention that as time goes on, if you realize that the two of you have things in common, you might take the friendship a step further. So that is just about dating. What it means is that dating is supposed to be a platonic relationship. We don't expect any other thing, but just hanging out as friends, having fun, having chit chats, and all that. That is what dating is all about. The moment we talk about courtship, then it means we've taken it that step further. After probably I've introduced you to my parents, you have introduced me to yours. Probably we might have even informed our church that we have intentions of getting married. And into some form of counseling has even started. Then we know that things are getting serious. Then we know that we are courting. However, the issue about relationship is that there are always supposed to be boundaries. When we are dating, the boundaries are supposed to be clear. Dating doesn't mean say memra ofie na memeye aduane ma and memra ofie na memra mesi unioma. That is not what dating is about. It simply means that we are just hanging out and having conversations as normal friends. Courtship is where Rebecca say we are getting closer to probably our intentions of tying the knot. And indeed, you might want to probably support your other party. In that case, we know we are taking it that step further towards the end, our end goal being marriage. And if you would want to do that, no one would probably fault you. Yet still, we need to have boundaries even in courtship. One of the boundaries you can set is to make sure say you don't mix your relationship with sex. Sex is not a trump card. So I heard my video now, I can say let's talk about sex now. It is something spiritual. It is like exchanging souls. It's not something to be trifled with. What you say, and no, or the man dipano are interested in the relationship and now they keeping up. You need to think again. Because a no moment or relationship is coming to complicate things for you. It is coming to break the trust in the relationship in ways that you never even imagined. But as long as you are principled and you say no, let's keep that out of it. It should be one of the boundaries. Trust me, he will go the length because if he really means business, to make sure he takes it the long term. probably get married at the end so that he can enjoy it. But once you say, oh, man, I might lose him. And no mom is coming to complicate the relationship for you. And into dream home you look at the other side of the whole issue of sex. Don't just introduce it into your relationship. And yes, I when you be bound so no. And then now not trust not breaky, no ja hoko. Or you get into another relationship. Obi baby no very be no ko. No more sound the aqua tina bontin. Oh we say we do a cheap. Oh now we say assassinate. When you man say duane. Aji wanka. Opa kona ko try. Ubenya resist ya. The danger is that we are almost there and until when you be bound so na fi ye dia ware for ye. But we have not tied the knot yet. So we still need to set those boundaries even in courtship. And that is why counselors will always advise the courtship period is also not supposed to last too long. And you say a courtship 5 years near that's all courted. They been courting no. One here there's that temptation to start doing what the end goal results and our end goal outcome no. What you expect to be doing then you may start doing it now, even when you have not reached there. So once we get into courtship, then we know that we are serious. And so we shouldn't take too long. At that time, you have be making up your mind. You're making you dada. We are only putting in a few things so that we tie the knot and we get things going. So let's get those boundaries straight. In relationships, there are red flags and we need to look out for them. Red flags are in relationships to help us know whether we are compatible with the other party. As soon as you see a red flag, it should tell you that we are not compatible. Some of the red flags may be, biological. For instance, our biological makeup, our genotype. You could check your cycling, no? May SS, we ES. There's a likelihood that when we come together and get married, we may bring forth a child that our suffer will we say. So those things become a red flag for us. Once we check and we confirm that there's our status, it is better we come to terms with it, as painful as it would be. But when you think not just about yourself, in that case, you don't become selfish. Say, we'll go ahead and get married. Yes, you can go ahead and do that because more permanent. But at the end of the day, one thing you may not have anticipated is bringing forth a child with special needs. A trainer pena yesi ye pay hono na ababe dani asem fufuro. Not because of such child na edena bana ababe stress amayeno. Now it's putting a whole lot of strain on the relationship. Adia started ya ni hu de enye ye hono. Afi de na dani asem fufuro. So it is better we see it as a red flag. Other red flags we need to look out for. Physical abuse. Yeah, we are in a relationship. Our end goal is that we want to get married. Yeah, starting out yesterday, the thing has become abusive physically. Before Timmy Bani at Tini and Sunny, a show soon, ya call Mali Mama when you swing out to wine. Once you start seeing things like that, it should be a red flag for you. Say, yeah, trim Panano or Bo Suma, more worry we are, or the Obesha to Omo Triano. And no, you're Bama. Me ubusuani bi hu anima e be say kromfo a ya che no wa shy man no. So you better advise yourself. Once the relationship gets physical, then you should know say it may not end well for you. Kindly see it as a red flag and walk away. Men ka say na me nyini na we ya ne maba benya ne saa me si su nyina be makura me nya bi ma ne nse me pe we ya no wa be se me pe. Enti me gya no ma no kwa nhwa na no ano no me dia ano no. What the no, quick. And it's better you advise yourself. If there is physical abuse, see it as a red flag. The other thing is an endangered temperament. Yeah, can't asem kitu be a bufua bana ya fate bunia dia shifum. Se bibi ne this way funny dia shiwo honey aseno. Now at the end of the day we may need to replace those. Please see those things as red flags. Say if at the time now we are in a relationship, that is the time everything is supposed to be fresh. That is the time you are supposed to get it. That is the time other party should be at your beck and call. Obo wa nanko jina ho. that if at that time no bu ebufu kakra bi aba na ye keka nneɛma hwe fam yɛ sɛ nneɛma wɔ fie a, please look into the future with you. Na hu sɛ ye kukuru mponi na ye bɛso a. Another one is when you notice that your partner is a chronic womanizer. Mepacho a straight up red flag. Just leave. Me can say, oh, wait the way I feel say, oh, worry me, I can change him. Hey, when him nam hoa and kausere pro. One kasa, how many things have you been able to change about yourself? Don't make that mistake. Nipa no, ode wa down for chere na we introduce you wa down for chere na the next minute okwa kwese ne pe. Wa wunua ba mpo, we introduce ne chere na wani be ba ho so na wa je ne number na okwese ne pe. Just see it as a red flag and leave. Because so also be di akire na wo be hye ho a daache wo be du dokono kwa. Wo hwa be bo nsa no. Untimi nkofa abre wampena wie na unsuro ne se. Ja no mane nko and just be free. The other red flag is when you discover that Nipana you are into a relationship with they have someone else. Probably another girlfriend, another boyfriend, or they are even married. That should be a deep red flag. A deep one for what it is worth. Because yes, there are instances where a lot of men, maybe at the time now, oh, I'm single. Then as time goes on, now you come to discover that some of the men will lie to you through their teeth just to get into your pants. And then you say, oh, my wife is not even good in bed. Oh, my wife sent one me, I'm not even interested in the marriage anymore. Please, if he's having a complicated relationship, allow him to go and uncomplicate it. Jano. No sorting who out. Say divorce, no whatever it is. Make sure he's sorted out. Let him go and uncomplicate it. And you and I'll be making it worse just because of Sandrono Chatchero. I mean, if a man tells you such things about his wife, that is just gibberish talk. Be careful about people who talk to you about others, because they will talk to others about you. And then or he will go heaven and earth. Or become whatever it is, that it doesn't mean that he really means what he's saying. And I've heard conversations that Nipanaka say, I say me the me baby no pay me. Means to say the way I have fallen for this man, there is no way I can let him go. So then I'll stay. Please see it as a deep red flag and leave. Know this and know peace. You see, it is better to start your relationship on a good footing. Once the basis of your relationship is wrong, problems are will be facing in that relationship it will trump the few benefits you are getting now. Probably some care and attention be will show you now. Maybe a sika crack or demand, you feel say you can't let that go. But think about it. Say owner originally only started our relationship and another party abema. How would you feel? How hurt are you going to be? And put yourself in the shoes of that other partner. When you think about it that way, it probably would make things easier for you. They say it is better to be the head of an ant than to be the tail of an elephant. One kasa obi timi ahwehwe wo de, wanya wo de, na wa ye wo de yie. It is better that way than so otetare obi de ho. Ye chiwa bibi bebre timi si. So please see that as a red flag and just leave. It doesn't matter how what committee into that relationship. It is just not going to work out for you because the relationship doesn't have a good basis. So it will definitely not work out, no matter how hard you try. What will be the worst? Are you now going to be in a position thinking, say, Uncle Jai, so Ira, Uncle Akujai, no be worry instead, or you are just going to pray, say, ne partner no crave you as so that will be show. I didn't free Yankopon, definitely engine. Even if you are able to get the other partner out of the way, now Babe Shahwa. I buy a double techino. A double Kai who say one day, once why comfortable now, who feel say you are at the helm of affairs no. What the night the bay on a bay ya cratching the old year will be no. So please see it as a red flag and just move. Now in relationships, it's just like normal human interactions. There is in economics we call it the law of diminishing returns. Adeɛ no wohu ne foforɔ a taste no yɛ different, flavor no yɛ different, you go all out. Wonte kasa biara. But as time goes on no, the attention now wode ma adeɛ no, the satisfaction a wonya free mu ɛne biribiara will start to diminish anaasɛ ɛbɛba fam nkakra. That is just how relationships are. And then a lot of women will say, remember the omu we the same thing. It is human nature. We share no for or get him afro 5 times in a day. Or be fro at dawn, no afro anopa, no afro midday, no afro in the afternoon, no afro at dusk, no afro midnight. Meet him kasa with telephones with the whole night. The days of free night call. We bet me kasa for so long. Sometimes we me kasa at their son, yeah. Afei mpo yɛn drop call no mpo na ayɛ asɛm. Wo fato so first. Fato wodi kan fato so ansa na me so ma end the call na no continue take about 30 minutes. That is when it is fresh. As time goes on, trust me, it's hardly no reduce. E bedru baby no call no nya 2 kra na nya me na aboa. That is just human nature and the law of diminishing returns. That is why when you are dating now and everything is fresh now, you make sure you make a lot of memories so that as time goes on now, diminishing returns next setting, you'll be able to have a lot of things to talk about because of the memories that you have created. Won't mean at the top there now forever. No, it doesn't happen that way. A human nature. And then a lot of men will now come with a justification, say yes, won't mean near ben for the rest of your life. Definitely we need a different flavor. But the other side of that conversation is that so far I be able to say a bra, maize, and a corner in him now. We wait me out to now worry, we feel it. Oh no, also now real different flavor. We wait me the air docono, we wait me the air banku. The same bro now, we wait me turning in so many different ways to get different flavors. So as for spicing up your relationship, it all depends on you. It depends on how you introduce new things into the relationship to give you a different flavor or make it new all the time. It all depends on you. But yes, if you are getting into a relationship, you should understand this. Nyoma enka ho saa ade na be ma no hu ye na or you attracted to you, no, of course it's not going to stay that way forever. And then generation ya e wo media ade ba ko e kuye pa e yo to.
Nyankopɔn kura ade na ɔde yɛ toɔ saa. Nyankopɔn ankasa man na ɔde n'akyi ahɔ. Ɔno ɔbɔ tɔbɛ so wɔ ani bi da no firi wiase. Ɛna ɔgya gu yɛ so. Ɛna yɛku yɛ na ebi hyɛ akɔmfo. Wɔn ma tɔ yɛ mɛmɛmɛmɛ so osu deɛ. Hey nyame.
Mepa cho tax ho asɛm na me kan. Ɛtoɔ. A pass mama nipa bebree. But yes, obehu ne after a while, then they are fed up. They are looking for the next round one. So yes, eno na eye o pex. Nyoma o hwe ya o dey go into the relationship now. Know that the uhu ye no is not going to stay that way forever. At a certain point, those things that attracted you will sack. And at that point, what do? Relationship, the ultimate goal, it's for it to end up in marriage. If it ends up in marriage, the best. That's what we all clap for. But my advice, because I'm not a marriage expert, is that if you are going to get married to your friend. Someone only know a lot of things in common. You've been friends for a long time. Want to create a lot of memories so that when that marriage gets to that part now, and yet it's a time I started fresh now, be new, be a happy friend now. Because you are friends now, you have a lot of things to talk about. It is better that way. Marry your friend, not an acquaintance. An acquaintance is someone you have just met on Facebook for 2 months, 3 months. Now so I know a 50-50. If you are lucky, you might get the right person. You will enjoy your marriage. But if you are not lucky, and majority of people are not lucky when it comes to getting married to acquaintances, if you are not lucky, you will regret it for the rest of your life. And within the next 2 months, no be a yes, it happens a lot. So make sure you are getting married to your friend. because marriage is a lot of work. And until na so oko school biya o start school no na uwie graduate and say your certificate a share nsem. But when it comes to marriage, they now more getting married na when you do a certificate share nsem, that should tell you say school no you made that. I mean, you learn things every other day. You learn things about your partner 30 years down the line in your marriage. As that time I'm worried for no, you never knew. 30 years down the line, I feel now I'll be no. So marriage is a lot of work, and it's a learning curve. That's something that you learn over the years. So my recommendation will be that make sure say God is always in your marriage. And yes, sir, if you want to rely on your own skills, your own experience, trust me, it won't work. It's better say you take everything to God, then you make sure He's always the pillar in your home. Another tip is that even though you are in the relationship, make sure you always give out some breathing space, because nipa know you're single and obabi shiao. They had some friends, they had their own some routines that they used to do. Of course, once you are married, you become one body, and into certain routines and certain friends you used to keep, you can't keep them. Yet still, even in your marriage, you can still give out some breathing space. A woman allow some time, let the person be alone kakra. Man from no ho kakra. It is not about every day be nipa no two ni night dan na wo kwa hi. Na hwan na na ne kasa wo phone to no. If you are going to go out for out, one here and same basis, give some breathing space but still stay in touch anyway. One thing this generation here battle with is the issue of social media. I mean, platforms no dozen. Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or now yes, this is trade so about become. So these days in modern relationships, you have to battle with getting the attention of your partner as against the attention of social media. And into one here, the whole day with me at na mo share that monkomo because we be on the phone, so you can get a lot of fun on that social media apps and I say the various platforms. And into one here, it won't even click you say I will say more have a time for yourselves and even interact. But that is the challenge we have to live in now. We still need to navigate through it and make sure that we also spend quality time with our partners so that our relationships can thrive. And then finally, let's talk about the issue of exes. Yeah, try say and get into a relationship and probably take it to the end goal, which is marriage. And ye now we are exes. So term no. See didn't how highway no so ma. We are exes. Once the issue of exes come in, it didn't work out. Binti and I work out. Yes, if Bema feed them ebe him to a bontia and yes, so tra na yam kwande. Binti now work out. My recommendation would be that the fact that it didn't work out doesn't mean we need to become enemies. We can still become friends, but there should be boundaries, and the boundaries need to be clear. You see, gentle dada, it means son temma. And recently there was an article where I say man B has divorced his wife and married his girlfriend, and is now cheating on the girlfriend now married with the ex-wife. And one other mistake a lot of people make is comparing their exes to their current partners. Hey, and my boy yaw pa de mafino ono de no utimi handle me body ne kama. Utimi jam me mamia me ho bai me ankasa. Yesi ebesi oso a nke hye oma. Bibi nti na anyi ye, let's leave it at that. If you want to compare your past relationship with the present one, you'll be making a lot of mistakes. You'll be comparing apples to oranges. Ubia one unique traits. Don't make that mistake and ruin your current relationship. And at the end, thanks so much for watching. At this point, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. And make sure to turn on the post notification. Say you drop a new video now on so on Saka. Thanks a lot for watching. We out.